Guys, I've just watched Tyson Fury versus Wladimir Klitschko 2, the face-to-face, which appears to be some sort of Box Nation production, which is available on the IFL TV channel. I've got to say, I guess this is Box Nation, or whoever it is, version of The Gloves Are Off. It's Wladimir and Tyson Fury sitting around a table discussing their upcoming rematch. And in the interest of being fair, I've got to say one of the first things that struck me about this is how old this footage was. This was Tyson Fury after one of his initial press conferences with Wladimir Klitschko. You could see physically, the second the footage starts, the difference between Tyson Fury when this was filmed and the difference between what he's looking like now. I guess in the dawn of social media and Twitter and Facebook and, Periscope and all of these things, we've kind of got a daily insight into the Fury's camp. We've seen him interviewed multiple times, and we've noticed how his physical appearance has altered. And the fact he was looking so overweight in this footage should first serve as a highlight as to how quickly he's managed to get himself in some sort of shape, but also secondly kind of highlights that this footage in many ways is somewhat out of date. And linked into that, when this was filmed, Tyson Fury appears, to my eye at least, to be going through his phase of, I don't care if I win or lose, Vlad's probably going to knock me out, I want to retire, I'm very depressed anyway. And let me say, as an ardent Fury fan, and long-time viewers of my channel will know that I've been a Fury fan from day dot. I personally don't find that element of his character entertaining. I really, really rate Tyson Fury, both as a boxer and a personality. But I don't like to see him talking about giving up boxing and getting knocked out. I prefer the sort of more brash, confident, self-assured side of his game. So, it's very much him going through that phase and him, agreeing that Wladimir Klitschko would knock him out. And to be honest, that for me is tiresome after a bit. So I guess that's the first thing is the footage is already dated, and I think either the team behind this should have either released it straight away at the time, or alternatively, sort of filmed it closer to the fight. Because I think with as I say, in the modern era, when there's so much footage of the fighters in their preparation, this does look painfully outdated and looks slightly left behind. It's good that there's some hype around the fight. It's good that they're doing something to promote it, because to be honest, this fight hasn't been aggressively, loudly promoted at this stage. Obviously us hardcore fans and us heavyweight boxing fans are very aware of the matchup, but I think outside of that, in terms of the sports fans and the football fans, whether this fight has crossed over to them at this stage, I'm not sure. And whilst an IFL TV video doing a face-to-face may not be the best way to market it to those guys, at least it's something, and it's a move in the right direction. As for the actual IFL TV footage itself, you actually see, Wladimir Klitschko, who's always trying to play various psychological games. He's trying to suggest that there was something amiss in his previous performance, and he would reveal what it was that was amiss, and he was going to be able to rectify those wrongs, and he's trying to get a mental edge. Vladimir's a very controlling, psychological character, and he's the type of guy who's going to try and get those advantages in the lead up to fights. We've seen him time and time again try and secure the small percentages in the lead up to the fights, and to be honest, sometimes not even the small percentages, the large percentages regarding gloves and regarding ring size and ring canvas and that sort of thing. But I think every hero, every villain needs their foil, if you like. And I think in Tyson Fury, he's found someone who really isn't that interested in his psychology. And Wladimir goes on this thing, and Fury's just there going, look, it's all bollocks. It is what it is. We'll have a fight and we'll see who wins. And Tyson Fury, whether you love him or you hate him, he does appear to be a very mentally strong individual, and you just don't really see him being affected by the idea that Klitschko, maybe something went wrong with him and he's going to return a new animal. Tyson Fury seems to be strong above that. And I must say, for me, the coverage, I was very critical of the Joshua versus Brazil coverage, the head-to-head that they did. So in the interest of being even-handed, I must say I didn't find this as entertaining as some previous face-offs that I've seen, be that Sky, be that Box Nation. Yeah, I for one really struggle with the Tyson Fury I'm going to lose, I'm going to get knocked out chat. For me, I don't find it entertaining. And, Wladimir with the psychological stuff and the, all of the theories as to his return and, all of that sort of stuff. I kind of feel like that's old and not the most exciting at this stage. So, all in all, I'd say it was a fairly average bit of programming. I thought the questions asked could have been more advanced. They could have delved a bit deeper to try and give a greater insight into both guys. And I kind of felt, as I say, that it wasn't the most intriguing, and part of that is because of the timing. I think the timing's a big error here. We're in an age now where both of these guys have done multiple interviews and multiple programs on YouTube and that sort of thing, and all the answers that they've come out with in this interview just feel dated. And I kind of feel they would have built more momentum if they'd released this at the time it was filmed rather than so long afterwards. But regardless of that, I'm not looking to be negative. Any promotion, any coverage, any hype is a good thing leading up to this fight. I don't think Tyson Fury seems like one who's going to buy into the psychological games and the hype and the mental warfare that Wladimir Klitschko likes to get involved with on the lead up to the fight. As for Wladimir, he seems to be coming out with the mindset that he's going to throw more punches, try and have a higher output. And I believe he will do. Look, Wladimir Klitschko's a guy with a rock-solid legacy. You'd have to assume Wladimir Klitschko has many, many, many million pounds in the bank. So for me, Vladimir's not taking this fight for legacy reasons. Vladimir's not taking this fight because he needs a few quid. Wladimir is taking this fight because despite all the criticism he gets, he does have the heart of a champion. And he doesn't want to bow out with a loss to Tyson Fury. I genuinely believe Wladimir does think he can beat Tyson Fury. And clearly he wants to rectify what he views as a wrong before he bows out to the sport. And I've got to give him some credit for that. Obviously it wasn't a great performance from him and he wants to rectify that. And I do fundamentally believe that Wladimir is going to come and he is going to have a higher output and he is going to throw caution to the wind. I do think Wladimir is a very educated boxer who's very calculated. I don't think he's going to come out throwing haymakers and swinging wildly. But I do think at some stage in the fight, if he's behind on points, he will look to engage more and he will look to throw his punches more because, fundamentally this is his last roll of the dice. And as I say, the fact that he's taken this fight when he certainly didn't need to for money, he certainly didn't need to for legacy, tells me that there is that drive, there is that desire, there is that sort of burning ambition that remains within him. So I do believe that he does turn up and he does fight more aggressively and he does throw more lever. It's very interesting to see how that goes. Part of me thinks Wladimir Klitschko's still got very elite power. Tyson Fury, people question his punch resistance. If Wladimir lands on Tyson Fury, he's certainly got a high chance of knocking him out. But at the same time, another part of me thinks that Tyson Fury is a very educated counterpuncher at this stage with, real underrated skills. And part of me thinks that, if Wladimir does come and if he does throw caution to the wind and if he does engage, then he's very liable to leave himself open. He's a guy who's extremely robotic, extremely disciplined with his game plan. If he leaves that gap open, he may be liable to get encountered by Tyson Fury. And I know Tyson Fury isn't an electric one-punch knockout artist like Vlad is, but Fury's 18, 19 stone, 6'9", 6'10", high knockout ratio. Wladimir Klitschko, I don't think he's got the best chin in the history of the boxing. Don't get me wrong, if Fury can time Wladimir, he can hurt him, he can cause him problems just in the same sense. So it's an interesting fight, and certainly if you want some build up for it, watch this face to face, which, as I say, is on the IFL TV channel. I'm going to do some more coverage on this fight. I think I'll probably do a keys to victory video. We'll get a final prediction video nearer the time. I'm sure we'll also discuss it in the podcast, which goes out every Wednesday. So, yeah, if you're new to the channel and you're getting hyped for the Wladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury rematch, do hit the subscribe button so you get to check out all of the other videos that we do on the lead up. If you've enjoyed this one, do hit the thumbs up, and yeah, as I say, check it out. It's not, I think it's about 15-20 minutes, so it's not the longest, and despite the fact it's a bit dated in that it was filmed several weeks ago, there's still a few moments of entertainment. Tyson Fury, he may not always be the most electric fighter inside of the ring in terms of the type of style he fights, but he's certainly very, very entertaining in terms of the build-up, the hype, and the interviews surrounding the fight. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Many thanks indeed for watching. Hope everyone's good.